Hi, I'm John Gifaldi.
And I'm Patty Hayden. Together, we're Sweet Memories Cooking. And we want to welcome you to the Ingles table. We're cooking something really good today. It's our risotto with fresh asparagus and peas.
It's a terrific recipe. And we got all the ingredients from Ingles, and I got it all set up here. Let's get started.
Okay. So what we're going to do, what I've got here is I'm going to turn this burner on here.
Let me get that started for you.
Thank you. Okay, I want maybe 140 on this. Okay, so what I've got in here right now is just 2 pats of butter. Okay, and I'm just going to let that heat up a little bit. And what I've done is I've taken just fresh asparagus, you know, that you buy just in the produce.
Right in the produce section.
Right in the produce section. And we want to use as much as we can of the asparagus, but this is how you can tell where to break it off, because you really don't want the woodsy stem of it.
Yeah, this gets real fiber.
It really does. And so then what you're going to do, we've cut up a whole bunch of them already, but what I wanted to show you is the way that you cut it. You want to cut it on its sort of a deep diagonal. So you're going to go like this in about 1-inch pieces. Okay, and what it does is it gives you more surface, and it cooks a little bit faster.
It looks great in your presentation, and because sometimes asparagus can kind of fall apart when it gets smaller.
Yeah.
So we got 2 tablespoons of butter warming up in there, and then we start with the asparagus.
Just going to start with the asparagus. Yeah, it's going to take, what we want to do is just cook it through a little bit, maybe, you know, just sort of, you know, just.
It's almost pan-seared,
It's
right?
almost
just got a little color on
pan-seared.
it?
Yeah, I'm going to put this in.
That takes 1 to 2.
You sort of call it tender crisp, I think, when you kind of want it like that. And so
now, all
just
you're
do
doing
that.
is you're just tossing it, right?
Yeah, I'm just tossing it around in the butter. I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
And
to
this
get
will
it
take,
going.
what, 1 to 2 minutes, I think?
Yeah. And then, of course, well, we did, like I said, we did the 1-inch pieces, just so it'll go a little faster, but it looks prettier too, I think, on the plate.
Now, in this other burner, what we've got is 6 cups of chicken broth. As we start to make the risotto, the thing about the risotto is it's a slow cook Italian rice, and it absorbs all that chicken broth, and that's how you get that beautiful creamy flavor.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people think that there's cream in the dish, and there's
no
not.
cream.
Yeah, no cream. So
No cream.
Go with. Okay.
We do add some peas. We'll top it off at the end. We'll garnish it with a little sun-dried tomatoes, so it's a beautiful looking dish. And of course, we got to have cheese in there, so we've got some cheese going. And those are looking really good.
Yeah, they're coming along here.
Now what I've done is I've diced up a half an onion. So when Patty's done with that, she'll put that in our plate to rest, and we'll put the onions in. And we saute those for what? Again, until they're soft, right?
Until they're translucent. You can. That maybe takes like 2-3 minutes as well. And then what we're going to do is just add the rice right to it. You want it because we want to coat the rice.
Yep, and you're coating the rice with the oil, but you're also starting to toast it a little bit. It brings out a little bit different flavor. And this arborio rice, a lot of people think it's like an orzo pasta, but it's actually a rice, and it's just got a lot of starch in it. And that's what, when it releases releases all that starch. And so this isn't boiled. It's cooked in the in the broth.
Right.
Well, that's starting to look really
good. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Coming along. Color on there.
Getting a little bit of color. I turned this heat up a little bit on here.
That's great.
Okay.
Did you already salt and pepper?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
And you'll see we don't add a lot of spices up front. This is you just salt and pepper, set it aside.
Yeah.
Then as you add the other ingredients, you're getting that flavor from the chicken broth and the onions and the butter.
And
so all that comes together.
Did we talk about the chicken broth yet as far as it being, we like to get a low sodium.
Oh, right. No, I didn't talk about that.
Like a low sodium chicken broth. Well, for obvious reasons, for the salt factor. But we never recommend some of the ones that you see that say no.
No salt.
no salt added. Because they're just, what happens is it really tastes like dishwater to me.
Yep. And Laura Lynn brand is really perfect because the one that they have that's a lower sodium is about 680 milligrams. And that's perfect. If you get the ones that are just kind of like full strength, that's a lot.
There's
that's
a
like
lot in
1,200. And that's a lot of sodium to add. And this way, if you're using less, you can add the amount that you want.
Well, that's the whole idea. I think these are looking pretty good.
All right. Do you want to slide those in here?
Yes, I do.
Do you want a... Yeah,
I
you
can
got
do
it.
it with this, yeah. Yeah, so what you're doing is just...
And you're doing a great job, Patty. I just want to point that out.
And once again, Patty is working.
She's a primary cook
Jen
today.
is standing. No, not really. Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
Now,
And I'm going to put, because...
2 more tablespoons of
yeah,
butter.
we used up quite a bit of the butter. I'm going to put 2 more. Just my fingers. Put 2 more pads of butter in.
Now, do you add any olive oil at this time? Or
No.
do you add it all? You don't have to in this.
You don't have to in this
Okay.
one. You can, though, if you want to.
I like the flavor, so that's would be more, but the butter is really doing its job.
Butter. Sure.
True.
For cooking, so I think I can throw
All right,
this
I think you
in.
can put that in. Like I
Okay.
said, it's a half a cup of onions.
Yellow, just a yellow onion, regular?
Yep.
Okay.
And I've got a couple cloves of garlic we're going to put in there
Okay.
eventually as that cooks down a little
Yeah.
bit. And then the rice. This is where you'll start to see the technique come in, because you don't just pour the
No.
broth in there. You're going to add that in a ladle
Yeah.
at a time and stir it.
I think in total, once you add the broth and as you keep going, and I think it's usually somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes.
Yep.
It takes until you...
And you give it a taste.
Yeah.
And you can taste it when it's that al dente.
Yeah.
It's got a little bite to it that that's when you'll know.
That's how you know.
That's when you know.
Okay.
That's looking pretty good. Can I grate a little garlic? Or on the edge or over the top of the onions?
You can put it over the top of the onion so it's not hitting the bottom right away if you can. You can also, we're grating this, but you can also dice it, small dice too if you want.
I do like grating because then it releases more of the garlic, but it also, you don't have a chunk of garlic.
Yeah,
in
no
there.
one's really getting a chunk.
And we probably say that every time because we find that's a really important tip.
Unless
This is
you...
looking good.
Okay. Grab what you got on the bottom. Is there anything left in there? Yeah, always look at, here's a tip.
Yeah, right.
Always turn the grater over and look on the bottom
Take
too.
the rest of
'cause
it,
it'll
get all
take
of
the
your
rest of
ingredients.
it, get all of your ingredients in. Okay.
All right.
There you go. Okay. So I'm just
So
going to
that's really a minute.
Yeah,
that you do
this
that.
truly is
And then
a
we're
minute.
ready for
Yeah,
the rice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Smelling good in here.
Normally, I always tell you guys to just leave it alone, stop stirring everything. But in this case, I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
you want to
I'm
stir
trying to
that
keep,
garlic around.
I'm trying to keep it moving, just to. I don't want anything to burn here. Okay.
All right, and you
All
can
right.
see into the pan that that's translucent, it's ready to go. I've
Yeah.
got, looks like a cup and a half of
Yeah.
the arborio. And this time I can just put this all right in
You
here.
can this time, yeah. I will just go around.
And you'll see, because it gets glossy, I think
Yeah.
I think you need another pat of butter.
I think so too. This is quite a bit.
Yeah. And
Well, you know what? I might have taken out. Usually, I'm a little more careful when I take the asparagus out and leave a little more butter in here. So I think I may have just taken everything.
Yeah, that's great.
Because I had this. Okay. Okay.
And you'll see it's starting to get glossy when everything's kind of covered and you
Everything
can
is
see the oil's
covered.
coating.
Yeah.
That's when we start to put in the chicken broth.
The chicken broth. Yeah. And if you have like a regular size ladle, just it's kind of like one ladle or a ladle and a half at the time.
This one I've got is
You'll
a
see
half
it.
cup, so you're probably going to use it more.
Yeah, I'll
more
put
than
a few
just one
more in.
ladle
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
But you want to get that in there enough where it's gonna, you can see it. And
You can see
stir
it
around.
Yeah, you can see it bubbling, and then you don't want it to
almost
go.
be there.
You don't want it to go too high either. What you want to do is kind of bring it up to temp, and then you
Sure.
kind of want it to a low simmer when you put the broth in. Okay, so this is just regular. This is just regular chicken broth.
I've
Yeah.
warmed it up because
Yeah.
you want to add. You don't want to add cold to warm. You want to
No.
add the warm in, and it also helps cook it a little bit faster. It is a slower recipe, but it does cook a little bit faster.
See,
that
that's
way.
what you want to hear.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to use 3 of these. Yeah, and you want to always keep your chicken broth warm. It's very important to keep it warm. And
And
get there.
yeah, what we'll do, we want to cook this down so you can see the next stage that you would put it in.
Yeah.
Then we will come back
Yeah.
and show you the finished product. But I want you to see this step here because this is an important one to see when to add that next amount.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the beginning, because it's hotter, it goes, it'll blend in quicker. Try it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll start to absorb a lot quicker in the beginning,
All right.
obviously. And let's see, I just want, yeah.
Oh yeah, see?
See when you can do this,
And it doesn't fill right
and
back
it doesn't
in?
fill right back in immediately.
That's what you're looking for.
That's what you're looking for to add more broth.
Add your next broth, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do
So we'll keep doing this until it's absorbed.
We'll keep doing
and we'll be back in a couple of minutes and show you the next step.
Okay, we'll be right back.
And we're back. Patty, how long has it been? Maybe 15 minutes?
Actually, I went closer to 20, I think, yeah.
I've got my spoon ready because we're going to taste it.
Yeah,
it
let's
looks
taste a little
great,
bit.
and then
Yeah.
we'll add the final ingredients.
Yeah, let me just show you what you're looking for. I think you can see it. See how when you make the line, you can see it's nice and creamy, and it doesn't automatically, fill in automatically, but you can see that it's creamy. And like I said, there's no cream.
Would you add more butter, or what order do we add? So what we've got left are peas,
yeah.
asparagus, cheese, and some butter.
Okay, so let's add these. These are just peas that were frozen. We didn't do anything to them.
Just
so
defrosted?
I think, yeah, they're just defrosted. So I'm just going to start with those and mix them in, and then we can add. We can see if we need a little butter right now,
Okay.
which I think we probably are going to want to put in.
And because the peas are defrosted, all they have to do
Yeah.
is stir in and warm up.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I
Just
think
run
we
them
do
in.
need a
I
little
think
bit
just
more.
a little bit. We'll just throw that one pat of butter in, John.
All right.
You never have too much butter anyway.
That's a good point.
In my book. Okay.
Now,
So-
once we put the asparagus in, what I've got left here is the cheese. But after you put the asparagus in and you stir it and give it an opportunity to come back up to temperature, then we turn off the.
Yes, we're going to
Turn off the heat.
Turn off the heat.
And put the cheese
and
in.
put the cheese in. You never want to put your cheese into anything while it's hot, while the burner's on. What happens is it'll separate, and you'll have a
Yeah.
little pool over here, and just a little cheese.
Sometimes it can clump up. It's
yeah,
just not pretty.
it's not. Yeah. So,
Ready to have some of this?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going
Put
to
it in
slide
here
these
now.
in.
Okay.
I need your help there a little.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then you guys remember these were just the ones that we did to like al dente, even maybe just a little shy,
Okay, I'm gonna
because
turn
you're
this
going
off
to
while
want
you're doing that.
Okay. So just want to mix everything in so everybody gets a little of everything.
I love it. And like I said, I've got a half a cup of Pecorino, no,
Pecorino Romano or Parmigiano?
Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay.
And it's got a nice little bite, so that's why
Yeah.
we chose that one.
Okay.
I'm going to sprinkle a little over the top here that you can stir in. And then, do you want to save some to add at the end?
Yeah. Put most of it like in, and then we'll save a little bit to garnish at the
Alright.
end, I think.
That's
yeah,
looking
that's
pretty.
good. Well, mixing.
I got this beautiful dish.
Oh yeah, this is be real pretty. Okay, so I'll take some out and put it in this dish here. I'll try to make a nice
Yeah, just put a nice
mound.
mound in the middle. So we'll
Okay.
probably end up plating about half of this. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, and then we're gonna, we've got some really nice, just the sun-dried tomatoes to put in with it.
And more cheese.
And more cheese.
one more
I
second.
know, what could be wrong with that?
that looks pretty amazing.
All right, let me put a little more asparagus on top, maybe.
And here's your cheese. Here's some sun-dried tomatoes.
Okay, I like to just, well, I can use my hands, I guess. Right?
Okay.
Sprinkle them around.
All right.
Makes it look pretty, but these are really good. They have a little, they're cute. They're cute. Well, they're cute to me. These are the ones that come in oil, in olive
And I
oil.
got the ones that were already sliced, so you don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah, at Ingles. you
even
can
do
get-
that. Yep,
yeah.
they're in oil, they're flavorful, they're ready to go.
Save this half for the rest of the dish. I'll
A
put
bit of cheese.
little cheese.
Oh my goodness, check this out.
There we go.
Here's our final dish.
That's our final dish. And so there you have it. Delicious risotto with fresh asparagus and peas for the whole family.
Thank you so much for joining us here at the Ingles table.
Now be sure to check out the website for more tips, tricks, and recipes. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Ciao.